Now, for a very long time, I used to associate climate change with environmental degradation. For some reason, whenever people are speaking about climate change, I thought that they are speaking about things such as soil erosion, harmful farming practices in the land, overstocking, felling down of trees, and things like that. And I think that I used to have such a mindset because many development organizations that I would come across that were dealing with development always had a certain thematic area or a result area that was titled resilience and climate change adaptation. It is still a very common practice, and the activities or projects that were designed below such a thematic area were always about planting of trees, rehabilitation of farms, reducing the use of fertilizers, doing conservation agriculture, rehabilitation of rangelands, and such like activities. It was not until I enrolled for a certain course online about climate change that I actually got to understand what climate change was all about. And in case you may be struggling like me, I would like to just share and give you a simplified way of what climate change is. Scientists argue that the Earth operates in a self-containing system which comprises of physical, biological, and human components. It is like an ecosystem. What we call climate change is simply weather conditions at a given place. So if you look at your smartphone right now, it is probably telling you what the temperature at the place you are in is. When you look at the end of a news bulletin, there is always a weather report that is saying Lodwar will be 32 degrees, Kampala will be maybe 25 degrees, Nairobi, and so on and so forth. Weather and climate are controlled by the amount of heat stored near the Earth's surface. The Earth's surface could be water, could be near icy mountains, the polar areas. So the amount of heat that is stored near the Earth's surface. So where does this heat come from? Obviously, it is coming from the sun. And the amount of heat stored near the Earth's surface and how much is radiated back into the atmosphere. In very simple terms, heat in, heat out. Heat that is coming from the Earth, hitting the Earth's surface, being radiated back to the atmosphere or back into the space. That is what we call the climate, that cyclical process. In an event that balance is upset, that is what we call the climate change. Climate change is therefore the change in the balance of heat in and heat out of the surface of the Earth. What causes this imbalance? Mostly scientists are speaking about the CO2, methane, nitrous oxide, that is the laughing gas. And these gases are known to trap a lot of heat in the atmosphere instead of having the heat released back to the space. And where are we getting this CO2 from? We are getting CO2 from the industries that are present today. We are living in the era of industrialization. We are also getting from the animals that we are farming. Remember now we are farming a lot of animals, chicken, dairy goats, dairy cows to provide us with milk and beef, and these animals are becoming way too many than they used to be. And then there is also overpopulation of human beings. And then remember, one of the things that you used to learn in primary school is that animals produce out carbon dioxide. They get in oxygen, they produce out carbon dioxide, and then the plants utilize the carbon dioxide to make food through a process of photosynthesis. But then we are cutting a lot of trees. So that means the end result is that a lot of carbon dioxide is being trapped in the atmosphere. Also, we have the fossil fuel, the cars, the many cars that we have, that we can in the streets, in the streets, and things like that. What is the effect? The effect is that we see a lot of glaciers melting that are on top of mountains. We are seeing a lot of places that used to be covered in ice, the polar areas beginning to lose that ice, and that ice is now leading to the rise of oceans. When the oceans rise, that means that we are losing some land mass. And also now you can think about the many disasters that we all know about that can be associated with climate change. Droughts, cyclones, over heat waves. There's some places which are supposed to be hot and then they become way hotter. Some which are supposed to be cold, they become way colder, and even the vice versa. Some places which experience winter, experiencing heat waves instead, and all the issues that you have heard about. So that is basically what you speak about climate change. It is one of the components of how the earth is being affected. But then we have the other components that we were speaking about: acidification of the ocean, use of fertilizers, land degradation, and those others. So even those are ways in which the earth that we live in is being affected. But whenever people are speaking about climate change, primarily note that they are speaking about the climatic conditions and the change of the weather patterns. And I hope that is insightful. I hope it makes you go and search out for more information, and catch me again if you can.